Good morning, and we starting also. I got the lineup. So let me start with how a morning prayer could go. So you wake up in the morning and you want to do a prayer. I start to be mindful because in the morning you can pray, dear Creator, thank you for the good night rest, for the good sleep, and that I woke up in peace as I slept in peace in this brand new day. Thank you for this brand new day. And thank you for nature. And when I go outside, nature, read new nature and I do not want to harm you while I'm sleeping. This is to prevent that you step on ants, snails, or that insects are crashing into your license plate or windshield. And it's just a prayer with gratitude. And then you can do the prayers that belong to your religious background. But yeah, the morning as we wake up is a great place to start the day with uh, thankfulness, gratitude to the Creator. And you can you can keep that thought of gratitude. That means that uh, that's more better for the background. And then you can be thankful for your cup of coffee or the water that you drink or maybe the breakfast that you want to eat. And then you also can focus. Yes, so when you think about making your life a little bit more in a spiritual ritual way that you have this morning ritual. Yeah, first I start with putting the creator in the center of my life. So the first thing I greet is the creator. The second is, for example, nature. Then you become aware how you move in life, how you move forward in life. And then, if you want to gain the spiritual energy, especially for people that say, I have no energy or I feel tired, uh, then drink your coffee with awareness and try to get the spiritual power to feed your spirit. And when you feed your spirit, your physical power is also going to rise. So mindfully, we drink our coffee and we pray, dear Creator, please allow me to get the spiritual power, the divine spiritual power out of the coffee to feed my spirit. to feed my mind. And then you will notice when you do this, for example, with breakfast with food, this is what I experienced, that if you reach spiritually fullness and you even grow the food in this same practice, that's also what I did and what others did. And some were red beets. They grew red beets and they gave the red beets divine light. And I was going with my then girlfriend to that place, and we obtained some of these red beets. They grow them. I grow bell peppers and something else, but not red beets. And while eating them and doing the practice, it was like after two, three slices, we were full. Our stomach was saying, "We are full, we are not hungry anymore." So there was no point in eating more. And that is how you, with awareness, can eat to feed not only your physical body, but also your spiritual body by this practice. And then you will not say, I don't have energy. So when you focus in the morning, for example, if you want to, you can go sun gazing when the sun is rising and focus on the Creator. And this is what people practice sensation time. But only by the practice you can experience, and then you feel, oh, when I point myself at the light, the source, and I am grateful, there are two things that are happening. You are not going to only be energetic, but also being happy. And when you are thankful for the things that you have and that you are going to drink and eat, to feed also your spiritual body, that energy is increasing inside your body and everything feels lighter. And that's enlightenment in the sense of when it's more heavy. Yeah. And people forget to rest. And we live in a society where the system is basically abusing human beings because how companies are functioning these days is utterly criminal and evil, and that needs to change. But then we do not need to hype all the products that they give us. So, and that would be good to reduce the ecological footprint that we leave on this planet. Yes. So wanting less and only buy for what you need, then you do not end up with a full basement and a full shed and a full ceiling. Yeah? Obtaining low energy objects. So when you had your coffee and you be thankful for it and you practice when you're thankful for it, then you're going to see what is my next step that I need to do in my life and how can I make that a ritual. So first of all, before you start, the ones that are practicing, they can start spread fine light in their surroundings while they are doing what? Is it your household? Is it uh, your work? Is it your free time? Basically, you can practice that anytime, everywhere. And because you spread divine light, you will attract darkness. But it is important of all time that you are aware, you see what's happening. That is also How to observe miracles is not to be spiritually blind. Yes. So, how to observe miracles is not to be spiritually blind. And that's if you read the spirit in ancient texts and it says, Jesus let the blind see, what did he show them? The miracle of life. The deaf could not hear, what did Jesus tell them to hear? Well, one is that's not one, but second is the truth. And first, probably the voice of the Creator. But we choose to lower our behavior, to lower our behavior, to lower our behavior. And it came with the expansion of technology, the more and more we are lowering our behavior. If we choose, and that's with all the apps that you can install, all the social media. So if you think, how could I as a human being express myself on social media? What would be better than expressing a fake personality you don't own, but you want to be the cool kid, so you make a TikTok video or what? Something ridiculous. But an expression of wisdom, or like leading that way on the path of life, it's not trending, people. It's not trending. But the scrolling behavior, where you dumb down your attention span, you cannot listen to people anymore because you think that you can swipe or scroll people away when you meet them in real life because your attention span has shortened to a millisecond in your doom scrolling. Yes, your attention span has shortened because all you watch is shorts. Because you think watching many shorts is knowing that you know that, and that, and that, and that. It's only feeding the degree of fake knowing because you will not come to a closer knowing than watching a 1 minute video. But the ego is so big that you believe that you know it all. I saw this 1 minute video, the earth is flat. I'm going. Well, if you see me on TikTok, you see the crescent moon, and you clearly see the curvature of the Earth on it. But to all the flat earthers, if you don't want to say it's a curvature, what is it? Because if we look to your model, this is not possible, eh? So yeah, everybody knows that the CIA PSYOP, they blocked 5,000 videos at once on YouTube, and this only happens when there is a force behind it. We used to say, not recently, but maybe this year or the year before, they declassified this site, so you can also see it on the government page. Needless to say that 99.99999999999999% there are not spreading that nonsense. So it's insane. People who say that the earth is flat are indeed insane. They talk utter nonsense. I mean, I as a farmer, I learned to utilize the land, and we needed to use 20 centimeter deviation on a kilometer. Yes, because there is a curve, or else water would stand still on the land. So all flat earthers go work with farmers or construction workers, and we will find out. So yesterday I did a master class about the three realities: highway to hell, road to nowhere, and path to heaven. It's funny that there are these three songs like Highway to Hell, down, down from ECDC. I like that song. But there is also that song, I'm on a road to nowhere. Da-da-da-da. I believe it was the Razorhead with that song. And of course, you have Stairway to Heaven from that song. But it's the path to heaven because we are paving the path to the Creator. So, if you wake up in the morning and you did your ritual praying and you are thankful for your food and what you do, and you start to be mindful, maybe you say, okay, I feel that I need to calm down. I need to calm down my I'm worried about this, or I feel this negativity, or sadness, or angry, yes, or I need to regain some extra energy. So then meditation is a good thing to do. And you also can practice meditation contemplation. That is where you spiritually find the words to concretize in your day. Yes, and then if you proceed your day, you can practice to be compassionate. You can practice to be kind and find out how that works out. But too many people I experience, especially on TikTok, in their blunt comments, not knowing what's going on. Yes, I posted a picture of Three Eye Atlas, but I added the song of You May Know. Because the netizen want justice for Jews in all. So the post was not really about Atlas, but everybody calling it Atlas. If they could read a sentence, they found out that it was asked for attention, which is very long. So maybe because there are people that are doom scrolling and they know everything, they are the scientists, they are the brightest people on the planet, and, and then they press clown, 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 clown. Because the picture must be fake, because all of NASA is fake, and I am the clown posting a fake picture. At least that is what I think that narcissistic sociopath was. So people are going into narcissistic sociopath behavior with their comments, and they think that they are really something and that they are somebody. Ooh, you are the brightest soul. You know, indeed, I also put some laughing faces when a post comes by, which is too ridiculous to make what's happening. If Coca-Cola, thank you. I'm only here to guide people and guide, to guide people into kindness. And if we can, without discriminating of each other's spiritual or religious background, I don't mind if you call yourself a Christian and pray. I don't mind if you call yourself a Muslim and pray, or a Buddhist and pray, or a Kamikumite and pray. I don't mind how you would like to separate yourself from being a human being. But I think in this world where we see that it gets darker, we need to practice more of the enlightened stuff and also take the responsibility for that. And when we take the sing, dance, and pray as we go. While singing, I will do with you. Dancing, I'm not that good at dancing. Yeah, break dancing, but then understanding how will break my bones while dancing. No, yeah, but dancing, I think, dancing or some type of yoga or maybe some, how do you call it, like movement like that, or let me slowly recommend. And being aware, about the things that are happening. But a lot of people are slaves of distraction, especially that doom scrolling or swiping, 1 minute videos. You just see that it's dumbing down society. And the ego and arrogance is, well, obviously making those people believe that they are king, because king in front of the name of king or even God, and God and goddesses, God, oh God, oh God. And when I ask the king, where is your kingdom? And then they get dropped in reality, but obviously, it's like they will block me. So yeah, we need to face reality, to face the truth as we face ourselves. And that is sometimes a hard thing to watch in the mirror and practice self-love, but also to watch in the mirror and practice truth. To speak the truth to yourself about who you are, what you did wrong, because there are things you can come up with, well, I could do this better or that better. But you need to go there to face the truth inside yourself, to straighten your spine, and to say, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to stop lying. But I don't believe we pay attention to our own behavior because we are pointing with the finger to the guilty one who is always somebody else. Doing what he is doing, what he is doing, and that is proof that he is. But what are we doing ourselves? When are we aware of ourselves? And when I was young, I had stupid behavior because I thought that was funny. Yeah, so there are many different things that you can experience. But if we educate children how to behave, yes, and that's something they do not teach at the school. Yeah. So we see a decline in good behavior in the school system. I mean, America is leading it with mass shooting after mass shooting, school shooting, children bullying each other till death. Yeah, it's serious. And it's simply because we do not want to face the truth of ourselves. We are always blaming others. We are slaves of distraction, not knowing what's going on in the world. And we allow it to be because we zero take responsibility. I hope that America stays in America and nothing more is coming to where I live. That's because if you follow that, you also get schools things, you also get all that nonsense. So we need to reintroduce kindness. We need to reintroduce good behavior to each other. And then we need to have a talk which is longer than 1 minute. We need to take the responsibility for the future of the children. But who is willing to help? Who is willing to help? And I think that there is a little bit of problem. And one thing of the problem is I cannot do anything about it. If you unite, you can do anything about it. If you want everything, you can do about it when you. So if the school is so sick and so bad, you need to think as a parent, am I going to send my child to that school? Of course not. But it has become really rare to have discussion on level with maturity, where the standards are to listen to understand instead of to listen to reply, where the standards are that you do not on level, I mean on level. This is not on what you are used to. On level, you do not need to ask anybody to take the responsibility because it's the normalcy that they do. Everybody would look surprised if there would be somebody on level who's not taking the responsibility. On level, everybody is doing their best. But if you lower and you think you are something, you think that you did something really cool, putting all the clown images on a post that you didn't understand. You think that you are the goddess, the king, the most high, and that you made impress. Hello, wake up call, fool. You made a complete idiot out of yourself. And also a complete idiot of all of your friends laughing about it. Yes? It's like a group, a collective of complete idiots. The keyboard warriors. But they will be unaware about what's happening in their life because they are distracted. They cannot focus on one thing for 1 second or more. And just their ego and arrogance is typing the utterly nonsense. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Such low level of behavior. And then, you can observe groups of people sitting somewhere and they are all scrolling, not connecting with each other but with their device. And that is the generation of slaves of distraction. So yeah, I'm still waiting for electricity to fall out. So maybe that could be an idea. If we say maybe one day we are going to turn off the electricity for the whole day, or maybe for the whole summer, because then it's warm. And maybe if it's too hot, we need to have the air cooler. Yeah, you can see, hey, when can I turn off electricity as much as I can? And if you do that with a lot of people, like everybody, I think the energy companies will have problems. So collectively, when you start to focus on each other and you start to practice compassion, kindness, and you enlighten the place where you go to, and you are mindful and you try to guide people on a better track than the highway to hell, then you are useful within the universe. Yes, and it starts with understanding service to others. So yeah, can we let's go. Let's bring a little bit of water. And this is also what we see with the political parties. Now in the Netherlands, there are going to be elections in 2 days. And I did it in Dutch, what I saw, what I observed, and also the mainstream media, how they are talking. It's like you are talking to retarded children, really. What the media was typing, it was like, who are you talking to? When I ask a question, and I think, hmm, oh, the first thing that comes to mind was retarded children, like very immature and retarded. And that is how the politicians were talking in their debate. Very immature and retarded. So who are they talking to? Are their followers very immature and retarded? It looks like it. So we need to collectively become more mature and less retarded. But again, we need to face the mirror, face the truth, and think about, but how can I become more intelligent? Frankie, you can say that we are all stupid, but how do you think that we can become more intelligent then? And you're not that intelligent yourself. No, I'm not that intelligent. But I'm also not claiming that I'm a god, a king, or whatever, yes? So titles, they mean nothing, yes? Behavior does mean something to you, to me, because that's what I correct. So how to become more intelligent? First, let go all the bullshit. Yes, that's the first meditation practice. Let go all the utterly nonsense. And where do you hear utterly nonsense? On the television. So stop watching television. Yes. Clear your mind. You need to undergo this process Oh, how you love to like the soap. But if you want to see it clearly again, then you need to stop watching television for a little bit. Yes, you need to undergo the process to free your mind. Yes? Because the television is giving you subtle information that's sticking to your brain. And what can you do with it? Absolutely nothing. Because you are just a slave of the system. You are or an NPC or in another way, shape, or form a slave to the system where you decided not to take responsibility, keep away, and say, I cannot do anything. Everybody can spread divine light if they practice that. But you need to practice it, plus you need to restore your connection with the source, with light. So the ego and arrogance, the arrogant will not learn. But studying is a way to get more intelligent. You need to train your brain, but a lot of people obviously did stop training their brain after school. And then you are dumbing yourself down because you will forget a lot what you learn. Only the perfection that you will do it is left that you will learn. Unless you keep your brain training. And you are not training your brain with 1 minute video, but you are training your brain with 10 hours of study. Yes? Well, but that's a lot. Ooh, 10 hours of study, that's a lot. How many days can I have it? Well, okay. You are watching As Girl Turns, and that soap, and that soap, and that soap. There are four soaps. Each episode half an hour. That are 2 hours. And then you watch a movie of 2 hours. That are 4 hours. So within 3 days, you can do 10 hours of study. But if you want to be a slave of distraction, you better watch your Netflix series and your movies. So this is time management, people. It cannot be difficult to understand that you suck at time management. Watching all these movies, these bullshit series, and these bullshit documentaries. All bullshit. Nothing good for your mind. And you talk like an arrogant, ego, selfish somebody as a goddess and a king. Lie. Don't make me laugh. So, it's totally not impressing me how you like to dress up yourself with your titles of somebody that you are not. Because if I ask you a proper question, there is no answer coming. And as more than impossible. But how could I say this in another way? Yeah, maybe that's not frustrating. But this will bounce off the heart of our heart. Don't know the answer. But we need peace. We need peace around the world. And let's start with inner peace. The people have to go there. Everybody, the ones that can stay against the stream of fire that I spit as a dragon that I don't know. I mean, and that is, where we need to understand discrimination. You are a human being, and there are two species of human being. The one species is called male, and the other species is called female. too difficult to understand. So you are a human being, and then how do you want to get stable form, and what is your passion in life? Well, my passion in life is to serve the Creator, to serve the Spirit, to serve the enlightenment as best as I can, knowing that I fail, because I'm already not happy about how this live stream is going, about me allowing myself to share some frustration of things that I call ugly, stupid behavior or I'm an idiot, yes, because it's not kind, yes, it's my frustration and my frustration, that's not kind. But I see that the short attention span, if you cannot study for a long time, then proper questions will not sprout from you. And people think they know everything, but they cannot give any answer to the questions that I ask. But there are on level, so I need to go on level, find somebody on level, and then yeah, we can have a strong conversation. But the social media is like maybe it are all AI robots, maybe it's all AI, I don't know, but it's unbelievable how far human beings can lose themselves on the internet in the past, how far they can practice from the true being that they are as a human being. They do not even know what human means. Human means that you are a spiritual being, not a spiritual being, yes, you are a spiritual being with a physical body and a divine star, which is not what according to you here. It does not matter. Then you have that burden like that, but you are a spiritual being. And after you die, you go to the spiritual realm, the astral realm. And yes, reincarnation is one of them. So, Jesus, they say, let's talk a little bit about the King of Kings, Jesus. Hallelujah. He can put King in front of his name, or God. But Jesus did something. But Jesus said, if it's true, you need to find it out. But they say, but they say, Jesus forgive your sin or sin. He died for our sin and then goes to heaven. Okay, I'm also going to forgive you all your sins. No, I only need to die. And I don't think I will be heaven then. But I can at least try. So I'm also going to forgive all humans their sins. It's even none of my business, I think, also. You know, that's also a thought that I think, hey, hello, dear computer, everything fine here, but I am not born to judge other people, and I'm not willing to judge other people. I've heard that there was this judgment day, and we are living in it. We are living in judgment day. and time to judgment day is right here, right now. So I better make good choices. And I know one time when I was praying, I think, hey, Creator, I made a mistake. A few hours later, I made the same mistake. But Creator, I made the same mistake. What is this stupid shit? And on the same day, before the sun went down, I make the same mistake again. And then I was like, hello, I'm not here to make mistakes so other people can laugh. Then I decided, okay, I'm going to do nothing. You can't make the same mistake. That was really fun. But sometimes, especially when you were younger, you are not controlling it, and if you are blindly or distracted, bam, you make the same mistake again. Then I try really hard not to make a mistake, and while I was trying hard not to make that mistake, I made the same mistake. Then when you reflect yourself, you say, man, I look like that. How many mistakes do I need to make? And then after years of making mistakes, the one after the other, getting really tired of it. Yes? You get really tired of life, like, and then years and years of practice of making mistakes, and then thinking, oh, maybe it's time to learn. I hear you all laugh. I hear you all laugh. And then you learn from your mistakes. But not immediately. That's about not for me, make for you. You learn immediately that you made one mistake. That's what you make. But hangover after hangover each weekend, having you go out and drink with your friends, and the one is drinking more than the other one. The next day you have a hangover. But when you were young, you didn't have the experience in life, but maybe you do have the trauma. And this is what we need to stop traumatizing children. We adults need to take the responsibility and be more serious about stop torturing and systemic ritual abuse children. Stop eating babies. Stop cutting off body parts. Stop doing the atrocities to children. That is humanity. We are. So I came up with the idea of a Sugi. I thought, creator, what can I do? And I became source of Sugi. And I knew I had one at hand. But I show you. So that's all. And if you conjure a smile, they there's the thing. Okay, and I want to check if my technician is not there at the moment, and I am all of the oh, huh, I can press that button. Now they also can see it on, I need to have it a little bit there. You can use it on your forehead to wipe away the bad thoughts. Yeah. So first, when you introduce it, you use it on the hands. So when you educate a child, you do not need to hit the child on the hand. You are not going to hurt the child. You're going to use this. And if you cannot obtain this object, yeah, you are not with stopping hurting of children. But this you could use to introduce, to educate children, oh, there's something bad with me of this. I'm going to wipe away the bad thoughts. I'm going to interact with the child as a parent and say, hello, you cannot hit your brother. That's very bad behavior. Do you understand me? And the child will not cry when you use this. So the atmosphere will stay positive. You bring a positive vibe in your house. But when you start to hit the children because you're such a tough guy, hitting children, man, it's already a mismatch in kickboxing when somebody is 50 kilograms lighter, they have a separate weight division. But no, hitting children, dumbest thing to do. So you can use this to educate them. You do not need to hit them. You want the understanding of their behavior. When you hit them, they get traumatized and they will not remember what you said. They will only remember that you hit them. Yes? And behavior will get worse because you teach them negativity, that they are going to hit their classmates because you teach them how to hit. So when you use this, it will be perfectly fine to adjust the behavior of the child if you think that the child is behaving bad. You say, hey, I'm going to correct you for this. I wipe away these bad thoughts. You are not going to hit your brother or your sister or anybody. You are not going to use violence. Yeah? Do you understand me? And you ask that question. If the child is understanding, if they are frozen, like they do not know because they feel this power out, you can compare a little bit, do you understand me? And you don't get a response, then you are going to do this. Do you understand me? And then they might say yes. But you give attention to the child, educate the child that hitting the brother or sister is not good. And you solve it with the right behavior. So next time, you can use CP if you want to hit your brother or sister. You say, hey, can I use CP? So you don't teach them to hit, you teach them to use a CP. Yeah? To use an educative tool that is explaining and teaching the soft hand, the use of the hand. And then your family will get better. But that's why this is a tool. And if you don't obtain one, you cannot use the tool. If you do not follow the teaching, you do not know how to use it properly. Yes. So yes, there's a small learning curve to go from the hard hand, hitting children, to go to the soft hand, to the soft hand. Yes, but in your life, when practice, there's going to be a major difference. You will not hear the children cry anymore because they are beaten up silly, but you hear them laughing. Hey, why are your children laughing all the time? Yeah, they had bad behavior and I needed to fix it. Oh, mine are crying all the time. Well, then you are doing something wrong. Yes, because children need to learn. And you do not need to torture them in order to let them learn, because the torture that you give to children is making them dumb, it's making them afraid, it's making them insecure. It's only bad results that you will get with violent behavior. What you get is school shootings, and then complain about it in other guns. No, USA needs more guns. There are too few school shootings. You know, there should be in every city, every day, at least three school shootings. And then still they are blaming the guns. No, it's your own educative behavior. And it will get worse. It will get worse. So in the future, more school shootings. Unless educate each other the use of hand. But call me an idiot. So yes, you can educate something. You can order these. I can point you to the Philippines. This one is made in the Philippines. I can make one for you. I also make because this is the gadget and introduction. And if people really want to follow the path, I also have the gemstone, the bigger one, which also which will develop, which will not that. But yes, school shootings are a problem of behavior. So the system is educating people to become absolute evil. It's an education also a little bit from parents to children. And I think parents can use this to make their own education of children more easy. Yes, how does it become more easy? Because you have happy children and you guide them softly in the right direction and with a smile upon their face, with happiness. And that is how you make sure, well, they are not going to go off this track because, for example, yesterday I was simply encouraging somebody and uh, a very young woman, like 18 or 19 years old, and she likes dancing, and they were going to the big city. I say, you should dance there, with all the lights as the background and everything. And then the mother said to me, but she's shy, insecure. So then I said, well, free yourself from fear, no pressure, no forcing. And later on, she was dancing with a younger girl. I don't know how old she was, maybe 10 years old or 12 years old. And they were dancing together. And that is where you are helping others to be free in the moment, get the shyness away, and still you could see a little bit that shyness, uh, but more free. So they did it. And the more, if you want to be an entertainer or a musician that wants to perform with a crowd, yeah, it is very uh, spiritual when you have these feelings, to get afraid on stage or to put yourself in the picture. With that comes a lot of emotion and feelings that are going through your body also. And wait until you forget the lyrics, and then it's panic. Oh, lyrics, so I know someone who I'm going to give advice. I do this to musicians and singers. I give them free advice. I would say next time when you forget your lyrics, you just simply point the microphone to the crowd. Nobody noticed that you forgot your lyrics and you just do that song as you find the lyrics back, So that's smart beat for singers to get the lyrics. So yeah, the use of the software really good because this is something also that children can see. Yeah? They can see it. But I noticed that this practice is like I recommend it to use it often so it can become a part of normalcy. Yeah? It's like we eat, we drink, and with problems or bad behavior or sadness or whatever, we use the software. And that is taking away worries, it's taking away the tears. Yes, what somebody said, you do like this, and you wipe away the bad thoughts. But the interaction of this education, especially from a parent to the child, yes, is really important. The way that you do it. Say this is correct behavior, this is correct. And sometimes you need to use the intonation of your voice to increase it when it's very wrong behavior. But that does not mean, yeah, I know I'm going to beat up the child, but this behavior of the parents, I think, but it is the choice, so you have freedom of choice and you have the freedom of will. Hello, Ziggy, how are you doing in Canada? Not lost you guys over there in so yeah, we see the protests increase for the frog, and yeah, it seems that fascism is a global problem, but then especially the trade on very low level of actions that are taken. Oh, TikTok did not agree with the event. We So yeah, how can we increase the positivity, showing compassion, being kind, but also facing the truth. And sometimes you need to call out, I believe, certain behavior, and then you can say, yeah, but you only do that if you are not. Well, I'm not a guy, but if I cannot talk about my frustrations and behavior and my dislike of it, or like what I think is stupid, or when I think the title idiot fits more than goddess, queen, or king, yes, and I'm sincere about it. And it's not that I want to bully people, But I find it really funny that it's possible to observe a bunch of idiots that are putting God, Goddess, King, Queen in front of the names, which is utterly nonsense. Isn't this that you think your ego is maybe a little bit tripping? I don't know. And I myself, I thought, I'm already human. I already got a name, my physical body given by my parents. I already have a spiritual name given to my spiritual body. Because yes, there are people that started to call to name the spiritual body, but a lot of people are behind it because they are in spirit. Um, so then, okay, you can have function in society, and when you understand hierarchy, you can get titles. Yes, I understand that. Like, who do you need to go to? But I personally, I always think I am not my title, so I am you first. And I think that any title that you get, you need to make true in your behavior. And what if the president is behaving like an utterly evil, narcissistic psychopath, talking utterly nonsense, and the diarrhea of bull crap is coming out of the mouth? Like, do you know a president like that? I know a president like that. That it's a shame that a president, by behavior, he should be put out of function by behavior. Oh, we just kill people like they are dead. We are not going to call it a war. We just kill people that are bringing drugs to our country. So probably I'm not making sense to that. But it was my morning, it was my joy to inform, to let go some frustration, to show a real human being, and also to point into our other direction. Sometimes is preventing school. So yeah, maybe one day, but children will know. The children will know. Hey parents, there was somebody with a soft hand, but we didn't. So bye bye. Enjoy your day and be compassionate, kind, and try to